time for the real tea on sports. Welcome to Behind the Game with Terri, the show where you get the latest sports news, athlete interviews, professional insights, and of course, fitness tips to help get your body right. And without further ado, let's jump into the sports rundown. Now here's the sports rundown. Shamar Stewart's name has been sparking many rumors. So apparently, Shamar Stewart is going to return to his former university, Texas A&M University, in spite of some contract rift between the Cincinnati Bengals and him. While that really isn't the case because he's just working out at the facility. He's not even working out with the team. Professional athletes do that all the time. So whoever spreading that rumor, let's make sure we get the facts right this time. But now, it's time to dive into this interview with the Queen of South Florida football, Casz Clayton, aka C2. So Casz, you've been breaking stories and elevating South Florida sports for over a decade. What's one headline you broke first that still makes you think, I did that?
It's been quite a bit. I always go back to a long time ago before like Instagram, and there was a app called Vine where Lamar Jackson, the quarterback for the Ravens, did this thing where he like stopped immediately in front of the touchdown, and like the player just went right past him. And I'm so mad because I'm standing like right there, and I'm so shocked. I'm like, did he really just do that? But I did not record that moment. And that moment would have went like stupid crazy. ESPN West Palm actually got it on camera, but like I was right there, and I was instigating the whole entire match throughout the entire week. And when he did that, he was like, yeah, they're not going to stop me. And he did that. I was like, wow. But I broke that. Like, I was that girl that broke that. So I always go back to that.
So in an industry full of voices, you built one that's impossible to ignore. What was the exact moment you realized your reporting style was just different? It wasn't just different, but disruptive.
Because I feel like I'm literally not the same. Okay, obviously, physically, I'm usually the only woman in the room. I'm usually the only black woman in the room. So initially, that first is just one of the things that just separates me from others. But the fact that I create my own personal relationships, and I see these players not just on the field and not like in media ways. I see them at the stores. I know their moms. I know their dads. I see them at events. Like, I have my own personal relationships, and I think that kind of builds the dynamic differently than others, I should say.
Yeah, I agree with that. So New Era Prep is a game changer for athletes and coaches. How did you go from covering games to co-owning a sports media powerhouse?
That is a long, like, I can go back to like, should I go back to like the beginning?
Yes, please. Thank you.
The beginning was, I'm from Broward, but every morning before school, I used to be in a battle with this guy named Gerard, and at Deerfield High, everyone was standing like, the middle, and I was an avid Miami Heat fan. When I say I knew every player, every game, every stat, there was nothing you could not tell me about the Miami Heat. Every single morning before school, I'm in a circle with a bunch of dudes, mostly just going at it, talking about whatever the games happen, and everyone just knew that I was like the sports girly. We'll get to third period when I went to Point High, third period, and Goose would automatically say, if the Miami Heat lost, he'll be on me that whole entire period. I was always that girl that knew anything about sports. I also played sports. So it was always something that was in my world growing up. But when I got to high school and I transferred to Boynton, they put me in TV production. And I'm like, I'm the new girl. I don't have on the proper uniform. Like, why are y'all trying to put me on the camera? And no one else wanted the job. I just came in. I'm brand spanking new. I get on there and they're like, oh, you do it so well. You should keep doing it. And I'm like, okay. TV production turned into TV production 2. And I took it all through my years of high school. I created like a segment where I talked to the athletes. And I was just thinking to myself, like, dude, I really really like this a lot. Like, I want to continue doing this. Went to school for it, graduated, interned, worked, and then gradually I worked for a company called Prep Builders. Prep Builders is now, I would say, explain it as the modern day New Era Prep. And that is how New Era Prep. I was working for Prep Builders. We were covering back in the day. And now Prep Builders, we're like, you know what? We can do this ourselves. Ken and Zay thought about it, and we just created New Era Prep. We wanted to highlight the athletes here, and we did. And there we go. New Era Prep was born.
What's up? That is what's
Thank
up.
you.
So it's kind of crazy how you already knew from high school. Like, you know, you was tossed into it in high school, like brand new, smack dead. I'm the new girl.
Sort of, yeah.
New girl. They put me in TV production, but then it's just something you build gradually into, like wanting to be like a sports reporter. That's so exciting and like so real to hear, because some kids don't even know what they're going to do in college, let alone in high school. So it's like it's great, honestly. So your platform gives athletes a voice, especially South Florida's rising stars. Can you share a story of a player whose career took off thanks to spotlight you provided?
Wow. Well, throughout the years, I've worked with numerous of athletes. There has been, that's a great question, by the way. There has been a plethora of athletes that I felt like I have helped. A lot of the underrated players. So initially, when we started New Era Prep, we were just covering Palm Beach County, literally, like Palm Beach County, some muck in the muck. We covered that as well, which is a place where we don't get a lot of notoriety. We don't get a lot of the attention because most of the championships were held in Miami-Dade County. Yes. But with that being said, I have helped quite a bit of athletes. It's been one of those things, and it's so rewarding to see and to think that no one specifically, but I'm going to just shout him out. There was a young cornerback that I covered back in 2014. He was undersized, and he did not get a lot of looks. Fast forward, I was able to get him into the Florida-Georgia game. They used to play each other every year, and he was one of those corners. He had a lot of grit, grind, like he was just that type of corner, but he was undersized. I got him into the Florida-Georgia game. That game actually gave him a lot of eyes on him. He did end up going off to play college. He did not end up going any further than that, but today he's a Power 5 coach. So shout out to him. He's recruiting himself. He reaches out to me all the time. He recruits himself, and it's just amazing to see. And I just love, you don't have to be an NFL star. You don't have to be this big, great player. You can do great things in other ways, and that's what I try to tell players. Like that athlete, he went on to coach at a really high school, and I just think that's just as amazing as playing.
So what's the toughest call you had to make in this industry, whether it was dropping a story, backing a player, or pivoting your coverage?
Pivoting my coverage. So I've covered certain schools for quite a while. I started off with FAU. Yes. I started off with FAU, and I pivoted to Miami. So I would cover, actually I started with both. When I came back from the Air Force, I was just with Miami. And people will ask me all the time, like, you're right there in Boca. Like, why don't you just cover FAU? And to say the least, we do cover FAU. We do. I just don't cover FAU personally. But people don't know that I used to be at FAU. I was there in 2017 when they won conference championship when they had Lane Kiffin. Like, I was there. Like, that was an amazing year. 2017, shout out to them. But I was there. And people just think I just sell out. But, I mean, the hardest decision to make, I feel like we do a great job of covering, you know, the masses of South Florida. But it is delegating. Like, it's a lot of times where a lot of people want me, per se, to cover their game, not just New Era Prep. And I'm only one person. I can only be at one game at once. So it's always hard because I do want to help a lot of athletes out and get that and allow them to get the exposure. But I'm only one C2, and it's like, oh, I would love to make that the game of the week, but I kind of, you know, so that was really hard, especially last year doing game of the week, picking out which games that I would actually cover and being the only one C2 with a lot of great games throughout South Florida.
And then you would say, so college and high school is like your main, right? College, high school?
Yes, per se. I've done work with NFL. Yeah. I still do work with NFL. But to be honest, I'd rather be a fan than media. Yeah. I've done media for like an NFL team, and they're like a lot more strict. The vibe is different. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm just like, you know, but I'd rather just be a fan. I mean, it's cool to cover NFL. Yeah. Especially when you see the guys that you see from high school in the NFL. That's the really cool aspect for me. But the NFL is the NFL. And yeah.
So, you know, for your bold interviews and energetic reporting, who's been your most unforgettable guest or interview subject, and why?
Unforgettable guest?
Yeah.
I have a lot of good interviews over time. I covered some camps last year. One of the camps that stood out to me was Xavier Restrepo's camp. Amazing guy, amazing family. Not only did I cover him at the University of Miami, but I was able to see him outside of that and just be around like his family and stuff. They're so good and so great. Like, their energy is just immaculate. And it's just one of those things where it's just like you just really just hope the best for someone because of just they first of all he worked his butt off. Second, like, his family is just so genuine. It's just so, and his belief, his faith, it just carries him. And I just love that about him. I love him. I love that he carries his faith the way he does, and he doesn't care that anyone knows about it. And I just wish him nothing. But I'm really an underdog type person, and I just love that about him. So when I ask him questions, he gives me the real. He doesn't just give me a mumble answer. And I always respected that out of Xavier. That is for sure.
You guys shout out Xavier Restrepo for that one. Yeah. So, for the up-and-coming sports journalists watching, what's your secret sauce for keeping interviews engaging and building relationships in the sports world?
Keep it real, keep it raw, mostly because I feel like media asks the same 30 questions over and over. This athlete has heard this question so many times. Just keep it you and authentic, and just try to ask questions that they may just throw something in there that you're like, oh wait, I haven't gotten that question yet. People don't understand that these players are people too, and that's where I come in at too. I feel like you guys want to know about their stats, how hard they hit, how fast they run, how big they are, but to ask about like character things, like what do they like to do outside, like things of that nature that they don't really get because people don't care to ask. Yeah. And I think character is really big, especially now with this NIL stuff. So I'm a character person. Like, I want to know you as a player, as a person, not just as a player, you know?
Yeah. That's why I built Behind the Game with Terri as something like that, because I want people to know who y'all are. Like, nobody cares about your stats.
Right.
Like, I don't care. I mean, like we could find out on ESPN.
Exactly.
I want to know who you are.
Exactly.
Who are you?
Exactly. I'm so glad that you started, because this is a great avenue. This is a great way to start and get people to engage and to know people outside of the wearing their helmet or playing on the court, whatever the case may be. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, made me emotional. So now it's time for Terri's Red Zone.
Ooh,
okay. I love this segment. It's my favorite segment. But first, before we start, you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to New Era, the whole team. Shout out to you, Terri, for doing your thing. Shout out to my peoples, because they know who they are. They keep me going, and I love y'all for that. That's it.
Oh, period. Okay, so now I'm going to just ask you some questions, and you tell me what it is and what it ain't.
Okay, all right, that's what we're doing. Okay,
so if you had to cover only one sport for the rest of your life, football, basketball, or track, which one's getting your exclusive coverage?
Oh man. Okay. Basketball was my first love, but football is just something about the tackling, like the camaraderie, being on the field, like everything.
It's
the
something
coaches,
different.
It's just something different. I think if I had to choose, it definitely would be football for the rest of my life. That's crazy. Yeah, football.
Sorry about that. What's one South Florida athlete right now who's destined for superstardom? Who are you putting your stamp on?
Oh, dang.
Sorry.
Like, I'm going
to... One. Just one. I know you have multiple, but just give me one. Give me your one.
All my nephews. I only got one. I'm not gonna lie. This one hard. I can't just say one, Terri.
I'm sorry. The people want to know. The people as in me.
Goodness. It's the hardest question today. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna say your dude. I'm gonna say I see him a lot. Dang, this is hard. Oh my gosh. One player?
Just one.
Okay, that's what?
You're going to put your stamp on as he's going to be a superstar player.
Okay.
Who's destined for it?
Calvin.
Okay.
Calvin Russell.
Okay. So, biggest on-camera mishap you have the fans never seen?
Ooh, your girl, I fumble a lot. Like, I fumble a lot. What's a big mishap that I stayed? Ooh. What do you mean by, like, mishap?
Like, like you said, you fumbled. Like, what's something that happened on camera that you had to, like, scrap?
A lot. Oh, my gosh. If I tell you, like, the real thing that I had to scrap, I'm not even going to say that. That was bad. That was real bad. But just a lot of fumbles, it's like, girl, get your question out. Like I remember asking a coach something, and he was just like, huh? And I'm like, girl, it literally took you 10 seconds to answer that question. Like, I was stuck for like 10 seconds. He was like, literally, and it was in a press, like a presser, where like a bunch of people, and I'm just like, it was live. It was put on YouTube, and I'm just like, I can't believe that happened. But you live and you learn, right?
Yep.
So now when I ask questions, it's a breeze now. I just kind of marvel it, but I fumbled a few times. It's okay, though. You live and you learn.
Exactly. So, last question. Okay. If you had to create a Casz playbook for success, what's your number one rule that every sports reporter should live by?
If I had to create a playbook for
success,
okay. Number one rule will be yourself through all of it. Don't try to change up. Don't try to be like somebody. Like, be yourself. Because people see that and they'll gravitate towards you. Yeah, they'll gravitate towards you. I've seen a lot of people try to like mimic other people, and it's just not them. Just be yourself. Like, be true to you. And that's the number one thing for me. And
that's what I love to hear. And thank you guys so much for being part of Behind the Game with Terry. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share this YouTube video. But also, Casz has a YouTube also. So
yes, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube, New Era C2, where I put all my exclusive content on there. Also my interviews. Everything else is the same. New Era C2, all one word. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. So y'all make sure y'all go follow and subscribe, because your girl got some real good stuff. Check me out.
Oh, that was really such a sweet interview. And shout out to C2, of course. I love my girl. And now, I know you guys want some fitness tips and tricks. Let's get ready for Terry's training camp. Cannot forget about the people who want to work in sports. So here's the 3-point play.
Hey, what's up? I'm Dylan Heinen. I'm the graphic designer for FAU Athletics. And my 3 tips to any young designers or any creatives out there would be 1, very simple, but never compare yourself to other people. This day and age, everything's on social media, so stay away, or be on it, but don't always like look up to the big people that are doing crazy things and being like, oh, I should be there. It's not like that at all. So just be yourself and keep doing your work, because eventually you'll get just as good as anyone. Another big tip I would say is getting involved in a lot of things. Like, I'm a sports designer, but throughout college and getting into this, I always was doing other avenues. Like, for example, like I was in a fashion magazine doing photography, and even though that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, I explored that new avenue, and now in sports I can use that skill for like photo shoots and stuff like that. So, and don't be like too far off, but if you're online, then just exploring is always a good thing. And then my last thing is, you're gonna have a lot of downtime when you come into a full-time job, and when you're there, just always be preparing, always be thinking outside the box. And today is all social media, so there's new trends and there's new things to do, so always explore creativity when you're on your downtime. So those are my 3 cents.
Thank you all for watching Behind the Game with Terry. Please follow us at BehindTheGameW_ on all social media platforms for the latest sports news and updates. And we hope to see y'all next week. Bye-bye.